morning. The music stops when I start talking. Good morning. Let's not be too formal here. Dear members, dear colleagues and friends, indeed, it's the first annual conference of the SESAR Joint Undertaking we have ever organized, and I'm really pleased to see all of you here. We started our journey as SESAR 3 Joint Undertaking last December, and I think we can say we have been very active over the last months. And today is therefore an excellent opportunity to reflect on where do we stand. Is our airspace fit for the 21st century, for the digital age? Personally, today I would reply, not yet, but we are getting closer to it. Aviation has gone through a big crisis since 2020, triggered by COVID. Our air traffic management was severely affected and had to manage an unprecedented decrease of flights. And we are seeing more and more the dangerous impact of climate change on our planet. This was very high on the agenda of the ICAO Assembly over the last 2 weeks. There's a global understanding now that aviation has to decarbonize and that ADM will have to provide its contribution. Looking at the performance of this year so far, there are some good and bad news. And as you can see on the slides, the good news is people want to travel. The flights are back, and we are more or less at 87% of the 2019 figures in some good summer weeks. But we have also very bad news when it comes to the airspace available, because of course the war in Ukraine has massively affected our airspace, and so we have only 80% of the airspace available. And this is of course, security is also of course a bigger issue now in Europe, with higher needs from the military side for airspace. When it comes to punctuality and performance, as you can see, the sector has not really improved because the figures are worse than in 2019. And I think we agree that too many passengers had a bad travel experience this summer. So talking with you, I get the message back. The general feeling is we just survived the summer, but we have to do better in the next years. And this analysis raises concerns. How can we manage more flights in the future if we are not able to ensure punctuality for the current number of flights, still below the 2019 peak? So in particular, we also see new entrants, and some of them are with us in the exhibition. They will come, drones, eVTOLs, and a variety of vehicles in the higher airspace operations. The ADM system in Europe provides safety. This is paramount, but it is currently not able to match, to balance demand and capacity. The challenge is to have the right capacity at the right place at the right moment, and then it meets the demand. And when the system is confronted with changes, it is not yet agile enough to scale up, to scale down, and to adapt. So we need a system which is more flexible. And here I see our role as SESAR 3 Joint Undertaking. We can and we should and we will provide state-of-the-art technological solutions. Our objective is to deliver the digital European sky and to contribute via technology and innovation to make the European sky the most efficient and sustainable sky in the world. We have started. We have already provided more than 100 SESAR solutions, and many of them are in deployment, and they bring today already benefits to the aviation sector in Europe when it comes to safety, capacity, efficiency, and the environment. And we have more solutions in the pipeline. Watch out for our next releases, more to come. Tomorrow, we are closing our first call as SESAR 3 Joint Undertaking. We have almost 200 million euro available to fund the most promising research projects, and we are looking forward with a lot of optimism and enthusiasm to do the evaluation and the selection and start these projects together with you. Our aim is to bring research results as close as possible to market uptake via our digital sky demonstrators, via the fast-track projects, via enhanced cooperation with our partners when it comes to standardization, rule-making, and deployment. We are active in the Connecting Europe facility, which is the EU program for transport infrastructure. And there we can manage topics like green aviation, U-space, and the transition towards higher levels of automation and virtual centers. And let me stress again our partnership approach. 55 organizations across Europe have joined forces in the SESAR 3 joint undertaking. These are public and private entities such as the EU, represented by the Commission, Eurocontrol, air navigation service providers, airlines, airports, industry, research organizations, and new entrants. And other important members are active as observers in our governing board. And we are having the member states with us also through the states representative group. So we are the ATM family in Europe. And as I could witness in the ICAO assembly in Montreal some days ago, we are an international brand. SESAR is a brand which shines on the international stage, and we want to keep this brand shining in the future. Today, our first annual conference brings together the decision makers from the European ADM community, from the political side and from the industry side. I'm looking forward to insightful and inspiring contributions which will help us to design our path towards a digital European sky and towards a more sustainable aviation sector. I invite all of you to have a look at the exhibition, talk with the engineers, the project managers showing their products, and this gives a bit of context to the discussions which will take place on the stage. I wish all of us an interesting and pleasant day. Thank you.
Thank you very much indeed, Andreas.